I preach transcendental madness, and the normal devotees thinks it's insane. Well, come on, man. You don't know. See, I know who I'm worshiping. You don't. People out there don't. I could say what Jesus said to the woman at the well. If you're still going on pilgrimages and going up to the temples every day, I'd rather be here with my friends and do these Facebook lives, because I'm with people of like-minded who are ecstatic and so-called crazy also. I'd rather be here than in the big temple in Mayapur. I'd rather be here. This is better because, the Dham, the Vrindavan Dham, the new Vrindavan is here. It's the devotees getting together in that like-minded way of worship. That's why the gopis would not leave Vrindavan. They didn't want to go to the Dham, Mathura Dham, Dwarka Dham. They were the Dham, and they said, well, we'll stay here and worship Krishna in this mood because we're not going to go there with those devotees who are worshiping in more awe and reverence. That's why I feel, when I went to Mayapur, I didn't go into the temple much there. They're going to be around devotees and then if I'm ecstatic, they're going to go, why are you ecstatic? I already been there, done that. I got kicked out of temples, by temple presidents. They didn't, oh, you're ecstatic, you're crying. Oh, get out of here, man. This is wrong. I don't want to be here. I'd rather be here with ecstatic devotees, madly in love with Krishna. That's what it is. When ecstasy is there, then you got you're madly in love with God, and he's madly in love with you. That's what we preach here. That's what we show here. That's what we demonstrate here. That's what we glorify here. You don't like it? Go to Jaipataka and Radhanath or some other persons out there teaching you ceremonial worship or something, or flowery worship. Go out there with the masses of devotees. You want something extraordinary? You want extraordinary happiness? Did you see extraordinary happiness here? See? It seems like madness to the world. What is going on? Well, we're just really happy, man. This is real happiness. It's transcendental. It's eternal. It's very enlivening. And man, does it make you smart. Man, does it make you logical. Man, does it make you clear. Man, does it make you expressive. Man, does it make you feel good? And man, does it make other people feel good and also bad, because it also often brings up their envy and jealousies and all that. I don't blame you. You see people this happy, they're liberated souls. Yeah, you should be envious and jealous if that's your nature. But, ultimately you'll understand that your way to the Lord wants you like this too. You can be like this too. Come into the association of devotees. Come through the transformation. Give up that stuff. Let it go, man. Let it go. Let it go. There is such a difference between transcendental and sentimental. Exactly. See, transcendental is empowering. It makes you smart. Sentimental makes you stupid because it's part of Maya. See, you got to go through the transformation, man. See, then you've got sentiment, but it's for the Lord, and the Lord makes you smart. Where do you think smartphone, smart this, smart city, smart? Oh, you don't know. You want the perfection of smart city, smartphone, all that. Well, become smart by connecting with not your phone only. See, I use the phone, and connect with Krishna, connect with the Lord, and then you'll become a smart city. In your own body will be a smart city. People will become smart making contact with you. See? So that's the chain, man. You got to come into the chain. This is a chain gang, man. Chain gang of freedom. You ever see these chain gangs in prison? That's practically everybody. This is the chain gang of freedom. We're linked to the chain, man. Like when people say, "Oh, I feel so happy with you." You know what I'm thinking? Yeah, that's true, man. I'm happy because of you. And you're in the chain, man. I'm holding on to the Lord's happiness, and you get it in the parampara. That's how it works. And then you're linked all the way through. It's like a chain. We're like a chain link fence. You ever see these guys making a chain? You connect them, and then you connect more fence and more fence. This is people. We're connecting them. See, this is like a chain. You're coming you're being linked up. See, parampara. This is how you do it. Otherwise, you're not linked, man. You're just out there floating. Yeah. You ever see a fence that has no foundation? It's floating. It's like being moved by the wind. It's going back and forth like this. But a strong fence is linked. See, linked where? To the source. Smart city. You want to become a smart city, or you're going to become a smartphone? You're going to be linked to AI. That's the shadow. It's the AI thing. See, in this age of Kali, the process of worshiping Krishna is performed sacrifice by chanting the holy name of the Lord. One who does so is very intelligent, and he attains the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. You see? And this speeds up the process. You chant the holy name of the Lord in association with like-minded devotees, especially the ecstatic ones. And if you're not an ecstatic one, or not with ecstatic devotees, like if you're in the Varnashram system, you're doing Prabhupada's books and the ceremonies, you just come into this association. See? And then you will become, into the chanting the holy name, and you get this ecstasy, this intimacy, because that's what it's all about here, intimacy and ecstasy. Vrindavan is about intimacy and ecstasy. Well, actually, it's about intimacy, and ecstasy is just the perk. It just comes along with the territory. Who wouldn't want to become ecstatic? Who wouldn't want transcendental orgasms? You got to be insane, but most people are in this world. In this age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting and worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Yeah, why does he sing so much the name? Because it's so ecstatic to do so. The devotees wanted to be around Lord Caitanya. You know why? One simple reason. Because he was an ecstatic devotee, and they felt their ecstasy increase being around him. How would you like to be a devotee like that, where people's ecstasy increases being around you? You give them the power to also to chant the holy name in ecstasy. What a great service in this world. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few at this time. Are you okay there, Shama Sundari?
Yes. It's like when you read the verse, and I don't know, then I am like lifted, and then I come to this, like, I don't know, it's like nothingness. Nick serious, nothing serious. I just try to keep, I just want more Krishna, I want more.
I think what it is judgment. I went through stuff like this. If I come to a point of judging, like judgment, it lowers the frequency down. I used to have to keep away also certain topics and people, even certain persons, I would go into a judgment thing and it would lower my energy. I wouldn't feel unhappy. So, yeah, it could be that. I don't know. Yeah. 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 In this age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead. Who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's getting to the point where I can just read the verses and just chant Hare Krishna and I won't say anything. I don't know. Do you think that would be good for everybody? Because, I probably could do that, and
I don't want to interrupt, your flow and your show, but I was thinking maybe we could dive into some pastimes, so a little bit more juicy and read the verses and then.
Well, then you probably should go live and do it, because I don't know, I just kind of have my flow.
Okay.
And
so I will just listen.
Yeah. So let's see. All you say is valuable, Maharaj. Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. It depends on. I feel this is where, but I don't know. Because after a while, Lord Caitanya kind of just did that, and he let others do this work. He even said, "Well, who's going to teach bhakti?" I don't know how to get you guys through. I mean, it's like I'm not just dealing with one person here. There's a lot of devotees coming now. A lot of different, it's not like we're not all unto our, there's others, here also. People may need different things. Yeah. So I don't know if we're done with this because I'm not seemingly done with it, I mean, Lord Chaitanya, at the end of the Lord's life, towards the end, that's what he did. He just did the verses and was just floated in ecstasy, and he left the spiritual masterwork up to different devotees. It had to be done if people were going to make progress. Without this preliminary work, how are people going to make the transition? I don't know. I mean, I'm here to teach. I mean, I feel inspired to be a teacher, the teacher type, and yeah. So anyway, it is what it is. We'll see where it goes. Gradually, it's all, Lord will give us indications more and more. Okay. So simply by chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna, one can be freed from undesirable habits. This is the means of awakening all good fortune and initiating the flow of the waves of love for Krishna. So undesirable habits basically is not this mundane thing, undesirable habits. See, it's, the word for word says undesirable things, and that's more clear. Otherwise, the Vaishnavas think it's undesirable habits to do with food and this and that, material. No, undesirable habits is all of these qualities in our mundane emotions, see, and mentalities. See, that's undesirable. So, and to initiate the flows of love of Krishna. So then, see, that gets purified and that's why the devotees here who may have the challenges just keep going into love of Krishna, keep going there, keep being around devotees who actually love Krishna, give up the lower body in that way, desire to give it up, and everything will be well. Yeah. Let there be all victory for the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna, which can cleanse the mirror of the heart and stop the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence. See, chanting the holy name. And the thing is, this is why one needs to be careful about chanting the holy name with offenses. The offenses, especially the ones that really matter a lot, is against devotees. If you wonder if you're chanting a holy name and you have offenses against devotees, and you feel like you're thrown back into the material energy and stuff like that, it's because of offenses to devotees. If you chant the holy name and you desire to get over these things and get the mercy of the Vaishnavas, this is the problem here. Many times devotees have problems with each other. This because these are the offenses. And by you get through them and have better and better relationships with the Vaishnavas. Very important. Because where are we going? What, are you going to be alone in the spiritual world? You're going to be with devotees. This is our chance to get over stuff, for God's sake. You know? Is to be with devotees, to help devotees even. To get the power to help devotees. We're not going to be alone with Krishna. Some people leave here just to be alone with Krishna because they can't deal with the rest of the purification. It's just going to be me and Krishna. And then you go to the spiritual world, there's all these other devotees, and you didn't do the work here. Might as well do the work here because we're here. You know? See, the Lord loves to be around his devotees, right? That doesn't mean one. See, so we have our individual relationships with the Lord in the society of devotees. We got to make this transition sometime. Just like otherwise, what are we doing in this? We're in a society here on the material plane, right? We live in a society. The government is like our Lord, the overlords, right? You know, they control our material bodies and what we do and direct everything. We're in a society. Even the acharyas taught this. We are what do you call society? What do they call those? I forgot. There's a word for it. We're in a society where we're social creatures. Social creatures. And this is so beautiful and so perfect. You got a chance to get purified in the society of devotees. There may be problems and difficulties, but they're all lessons for us. Because we're going to live in a society of devotees, and this is part of the purification, to live in a society of devotees. You notice when Jesus was here, he had a society. He had 11 people lived with him. They were friends. They ate together. They did things together. They worshiped together. And when he disappeared, Paul, Peter, John, they started societies. When Lord Caitanya is here, there's a society of devotees, right? Oh, is it going to be different now? That's why, Jesus didn't neglect people who wanted to be in society. They may have had problems. They had anger issues. They would fight sometimes and all of that. Well, hey, fight for your deliverance, man. Fight for being part of a society of devotees. We got that here. So. Yeah. Let there be all victory for the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna, which can cleanse the mirror of the heart and stop the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence. That chanting is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. cleanses the mirror of the heart, and stops the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence. That's why we need the advanced devotees. That's why we need to become advanced devotees. So we stop that blazing fire of material existence in others. People are just burning, man, and they're looking and they're hanging out with burning people in the burning fire of the world. They need to have those blazing fire devotees. They're in the blaze, in ablaze with devotion and love of Godhead and truth. Oh man, that's where it extinguishes the fire of material existence. That's the idea of spiritual master. That song of Narottam. See? The spiritual master puts out the blazing fire of material existence. Chanting the holy name, that whole point is to come here so you can chant the holy name in great ecstatic devotion. See, and then puts out the blazing fire of material existence. You can feel it, you experience it, you go through the process, you can relate to these verses because it's happening for you. And you can encourage others to come onto this path. Yeah, let's put out this fire of material existence. Each person you put out that fire puts out more fires. See, it's like all these souls here are all on fire with material. We're putting it out one by one. Say, come here, we put out these fires. Oh, I didn't know I was a firefighter, making firefighters. You're all part of the group, man. You're all firefighters. We're on a firefighting. Oh, God, we all have these hats, new hats. We're firefighters. I didn't know that. We're putting out the fires out there, the blazing fire of material existence in people. Simply by the truth, setting people free by hearing the truth. Showing people there's another way. There's another path. Showing everybody, Christians, Muslims, Vaishnavas, worldly people, there's another path. Everybody can follow this path. That's the way the path is. It's the universal path of deliverance. It's the devotee speaking the universal truth that applies to everybody, whether you're a demon or a demigod. It's the essence of all truth being preached here to deliver the world. See? How else can you deliver the world if you have a message that's not universal? Anybody can come here. Learn about Jesus, Allah, Krishna, all of them, all great devotees from all things. Mirabai, Tukaram, Lord Ram, Lord Krishna. See, we're a society of devotees teaching about who real devotees are and take their association wherever they come from. This is a universal brotherhood of devotees here. Manifest. This is the will of the Lord manifest on this planet. Thy will be done on earth. Devotion, devotees. That's all the Lord wants to see here now. It's the only thing that'll put out the blazing fire of material existence. Devotees, devotion, devotional practice. Chanting the holy names and relishing the ecstasy. The most practical way of deliverance in this age of Kali is to chant the holy name in association of ecstatic devotees. Essence of all truth. Whoever follows that path will find the greatest treasure very quickly. Yes, and we're here. It's all set up. We're on the stage of the world. People just come here on stage, become part of this troupe. It's a very rare troupe. You don't see this kind of troupe just anywhere. You don't see people preaching and glorifying the word like this to this extent and being this ecstatic doing it, this blissful, this truthful, this logical, this clear, this clarifying. The chanting of the holy name of Krishna expands the blissful ocean of transcendental life. It gives a cooling effect to everyone and enables one to taste full nectar at every step. By performing congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one can destroy the sinful condition of material existence, purify the unclean heart, and awaken all varieties of devotional service. The result of chanting is that one awakens his love for Krishna and tastes transcendental bliss. I love that. That's why I just love this chanting, man. I can read that verse and say, yes, Lord, thank you very much. Thank you so much for giving me this present. And you know what? The Lord is saying the same thing. He's saying, Gauri, thank you very much for giving me this happiness. Wow, what a relation. That's so tight-knit. You know, tight-knit? Knit. You ever see something like a cloth sewn together, very tightly knit? That's our relationship with the Lord, is like that. Okay? The Lord is very much, Jesus said, it is my Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom. Yeah, he wants this. It's his pleasure to give people even more so now as this incarnation of Lord Caitanya through the real parampara with the real devotion. See, this is real here. All that other stuff is just practice. This is real devotion, man. Real deep teachings of Lord Caitanya. The real path that quickly enters this relationship. The real desire of Lord Caitanya manifests here. Real, 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 and more real every day. Clear, 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 and more clear every. Where do you get a path like that? More logical, more ecstatic. See, many devotees are here. They chant Hare Krishna, and they feel the progress at every step. The white lotus of good fortune blooms. Can anybody relate to that yet? If you can, now you know. Now you can, now you're, and if you can't yet, stay around. That's where this is all going. When you chant Hare Krishna, you see the bloom. Krishna blooms, Krishna appears. Everything is good fortune. Everything is beautiful. Shama's getting a taste of this lately. The good fortune of God everywhere. She smiles. Lamentation, humility awoke within Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See, lamentation. Oh, lamentation. Can you imagine lamentation could be ecstatic? You see, this is the people, they think this is madness. How can you lament and be happy about it? Well, that's because your lamentation in the world is miserable. It's a ras also. See, it's the shadow ras. It's having lamentation as you're relating to Maya. Your beloved is Maya, is illusion, and there's lamentation. It's a boys and girls thing. You know, being together. It's a product of being together with Maya. There's lamentation. You ever felt that? Being around this, when you're bonded with Maya, that's how you feel. When you're bonded with God, there's lamentation also. Oh Lord, where are you? And boy, is that ecstatic to even call out to the Lord like that. By hearing the meaning of that verse, one can forget all unhappiness. The Lord said, my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead. Oh yeah, lamentation, humility. And then the next verse is, oh no, the end of the verse is, by hearing the meaning of that verse, one can forget all unhappiness and lamentation. See, so he starts out the verse, the lamentation, and then he says, by hearing the verses of Lord Caitanya, you can forget about all lamentation. See, so it's a transformation from material lamentation to spiritual lamentation. See, that's why we need to hear the pastimes of Lord Caitanya, and our natural attraction gradually awakens for I love to hear about the lamentation of Lord Caitanya. It's an ecstatic experience. I remember, when Jesus was crucified I hear about Jesus crucified, I would go into ecstatic experience with this crucifixion thing. And a lot of people say, oh, this is terrible and all that. See, they have material lamentation. But this is a beautiful event. The crucifixion of Jesus was the awakening of ecstasy. It was an ecstatic experience for a devotee. If you're a devotee yet, but most people aren't. So they get thrown into the material lamentation and they don't understand it. The crucifixion is basically the crucifixion of the lower nature into that transformation into the higher nature. See, once you're in the higher nature, that's finished. Then you're in the ecstasy of that absolute transformation. Whatever is related to that, to God in that way, it just becomes, an ecstatic experience. Yeah. There's a scene in the movie, The Passion of Christ. A lot of people can't watch that movie, but there's a scene where Jesus was shedding his blood. And this very devoted woman was mopping that precious blood up. You can consider it precious, shedding his blood for the world. See? But what's the deeper meaning? See, people don't know. Shedding blood. This is the blood of devotees, the preaching. This is shedding. It's like the virus that sheds, right? Well, devotees shed also. They shed their blood. Their blood is their life. Life is in the blood. The blood of a devotee, the blood of Jesus was his preaching, the word, man. His love for the word, love for the scriptures. Lord Chaitanya's love for these words, see, love for the name of God. That's the blood of Christ, the blood of Lord Caitanya, the blood of devotees. They shed that blood in this world, man. And the world is saved by it. People don't know what real blood is. Blood is transcendental. Blood is life. There's life in the blood. The Jewish knew that. That's why they do the blood sacrifices. But that's not the sacrifice the Lord really wants. He wants the blood sacrifice. Congregational chanting of the holy names. He sacrifice, blood sacrifice. This is the life of devotees. Okay? This was always the blood of Jesus, was his preaching. When his disciples came up to him and said, "Oh, you must be hungry." Jesus was preaching about the kingdom constantly. He was just talking to everybody about the kingdom and the glories of the kingdom for like hours. And they said, "You must be hungry," because they were hungry for food, And he says, "I have food that you know not of. My food is preaching about the kingdom." See, all real devotees know this that are preachers, ghosts and anandis. They carry the Holy Ghost. See? I'm not giving up on this, even though my dark energies are pulling at me like crazy. I don't want to give in to them. And I pray the Lord's mercy. You see, Shama Sundari, why these things come up. There's others here that need this. They need to hear this transitional message. Otherwise, they get confused. They get confused about this. What's going on? What's going on? And the lower nature is like really like trying to pull them down. And you have to see this is the lesson, and the Lord will help you stay in the society of devotees and be encouraged by them. Not everybody can encourage. People are going through their different things. But the Lord has given me the power, to deal with very deep, difficult things, so that people can get out of this confusion. And it's actually madness. There's a transition. It was taught by the Goswamis. There's devotees have to go through a madness. There's a transition. You think you're going mad, but you're not really. You're going into sanity. You're transitioning out of this madness of the material world. It's crazy what's going on here, really. And then more and more surrender. See, we're here. The more advance we make, we are able to encourage people to help them through these difficult things. Yeah. So that's good, Daphne. Just keep come here, keep staying in the society of devotees, and you'll be pulled out of it. Because Maya is very strong, and we're attached to Maya, more or less, people. And so Maya is always pulling on us, but we're also pulling. And we'll win. You stay here, you'll win your soul back into the spiritual level. See, so don't let that, don't be overwhelmed by the confusions of Maya like that. Just keep coming here and you'll be pulled out of that. It's like, you ever see a person in quicksand? That's Maya. You ever see the movies, people in quicksand? They're going down. They can't get out. That's the Maya. Oh, a rope comes from somebody that's on dry land. Okay, that's the spiritual master. That's the advanced devotees. That's the real associate. They throw you a rope. We're throwing ropes. People that are in quicksand and they're going down. Or even up is down. Up is down and down is up and down and up and down in the cycle of rebirth. The rope is here. This is real. This is solid. You grab this rope and hold on. You'll be pulled out. Otherwise, people are floating in this Maya. Going up and down. It's all Maya, man, up to the demigods. You need to connect with the lineage, man. With the parampara. That's why you see the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, when the chain is broken, I descend. Well, where, the chain is broken until you meet the link who links you. You got to find the living link. See, that order has been given. That link is here. Otherwise, you're not fully linked. You don't finish the work here to make the transition. Darken, I have no problem with that. No problem to me, yeah. So this is the verse. My Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, in your holy name there is all good fortune for the living entity, and therefore you have many names, such as Krishna and Govinda, by which you expand yourself. You have invested all your potencies in those names, and there is no hard and fast rules for remembering them. My Lord, although you bestow such mercy upon the fallen conditioned souls by liberally teaching your holy names, I am so unfortunate that I commit offenses while chanting the holy name, and therefore I do not achieve attachment for chanting. That's the essence. See, in the holy name, you need to be around devotees who you see they're chanting and relishing that unlimited bliss, man, that unlimited good fortune, ever increasing good fortune. So people can get over their offenses. They see the offenses are these obstacles, the darker energies. That's why you see one day you're chanting and you feel that ecstasy. So be encouraged. You feel attached. And then the dark energies start pulling on you. That's the clouds. See, so you keep diving into the association of devotees, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, like we do here every day. And it just gets better. You get more, more freedom, more benediction, more understanding this verse. Hello, darkness, my old friend. That's what's that? Simon and Garfunkel song. That's it in a nutshell. Hello, darkness, my old friend. See, it's like an old friend, but it's not a good one, you know. You ever see, you got friends that they're actually toxic. That's the darkness. That's Maya, man. She's toxic. That's the suffering, is just saying, is being friends with that darkness. I have met many in this room who deny the existence of demon. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't think you come here enough, Leroy. But still, Jesus' blood flows through my veins. It's so beautiful. Intensifier, intenser negative, great evil. Yeah, I don't know. You got to explain yourself more. Yeah. Yeah. Because people vary in their desires, you have distributed various holy names by your mercy. Regardless of time, place, one who chants the holy name even while eating or sleeping attains perfection. All perfection. Yeah. I'm going to stop now. I think maybe Lolita or somebody may want to go live or something. I've been going on a little bit early. I need to go on early too. I wait for hours before I go on. That's not, this may interfere with some devotees. You might have to adjust your schedule. You got all kinds of times to go on. I'm just got to go on when I go on, otherwise I can't. I get up at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock now in my time. And I have to wait till 4:30 to go on. So I'm going to go on early. Did you want to say something? Go ahead there.
Yeah, that you are so merciful and that you should do when you feel like, I mean, your body has like 63 years old, and it's better for us when you are in the mood, when you are inspired, like you are coming kill like a zombie, and push yourself, and you have to be rested, and we always can see the replays. So yeah, you are like the keeper, the housekeeper. And I want to thank you that you pointed my judgment, because you said just one word and then the lecture appeared for me completely different.
Yeah, no, I know how that is. I did
yeah.
the same thing. There's a phase where you judge things in a certain way and you feel the energy goes down. I had to stay away from people because my mind, I had to I figured it out. And gradually. That's why you see I can still talk about people now, and I'm not in the kind of judgments that used to lower my energy,
I never liked stupidity. I never liked ignorance, but there is a difference between not liking it and not allowing it and judging it,
and
because
judging
this
it.
is the
Yeah.
same like when you react to some ego stuff. As soon
Yeah.
as you go down to pick it
Yeah.
up, you are there, and
Yeah.
this
You're
is the
there.
mode
Yeah.
of
Yeah. Yeah.
nature.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I have this, yes, and I won't be
Yeah.
free from this. But
Yeah, you will
yeah.
be. You will be. You will be. You'll see what I'm talking about. How, and then you're able to deal with that, because it kind of, people need some of that to lift them out of it, and you'll have the power to do that. That's what I noticed. I mean, that's why I love this path. It's so amazing because you just go deeper and strong. You get stronger and stronger and stronger to deal with very dark, like Shiva. He deals with very dark energies and lifts people out, raises them. And you have to have a little bit of that to deal with what we're dealing with here in this world, in this Sangha even, because people, so anyway, it's inspiring. To me, I really feel it's really great, just Krishna's really with us. Lord Caitanya is with us. The devotees are making great progress. We might have some people have really deep issues, but the Lord's helping, he'll help. I try to encourage, the Lord's given me the power to try to encourage everybody. So, I'm just, doing what I have the capacity for. If I don't have it, I don't have it. If I do, I'll use it. That's all. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's take a little break now for a little bit, and maybe Lalita can go on, or somebody, or whoever wants to. Okay. Hare Krishna,
so
everybody.
much.
Thank you.
Hare
Thank you for
Krishna, Guru
coming
Maharaj.
on. Yes. Okay. Have a nice morning there. I'll be back. I might come back after everybody does what they do. Hare Krishna. Hare